Hello, everyone. It's Curt and Brad for the Natural Law Institute. Today is Saturday, the 20, what?
29th.
29th of July 2023. We have just already had a staff meeting and we have already had a office hours, which is where we do Q&A. We answer questions that have been asked during the week. And then Brad and I just did an hour session on the people who name things, which was a fascinating discussion. I hope people get a lot out of it. What I'd like to do right with Brad right now is I want to talk about the pamphlet, because you said something very important a little while ago, sometime in the past hour or hour into something, which was that people need that, and our organization needs it.
It's a line of resistance for the information flowing into the general sphere of the social sphere.
And so my unfortunate framework of my mind is I sort of build everything at once and then it all comes to fruition. That's not how the world works. You can laugh at me. It's okay. I understand it's foolish. I'm just saying that's the way. That's the bias of my cognition, right? And the problem is, of course, is I view that as, well, I want everything to be right.
Right.
Right. Well, that's like perfect is the enemy of the best.
That's what I was going to say. The exact.
I know you. I knew you were going to go there, so I took it off the table before you got there.
That was impressive.
So this is my bias, which I've been reminded of, about once a day for the entirety of my adult life, and which advice I have given to others, but I don't seem to obey myself. So in an effort to overcome this personal failing, I have to touch base with you, Brad, because you are the Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah, that's me.
That keeps me in line.
Curt, what are you doing?
So I want to talk about this and take a few notes on the pamphlet again, because the conversations we've had recently, it made me understand that it's actually easier. It's actually quite, we're very close, aren't we?
Yes.
So I suspect that pamphlet will be ready first.
Yes.
And so it's just a matter of walking through each of the basic things. And what I tried to say earlier is that there's a limit there, but we're trying to get people to develop a couple of habits. And one of those, of course, we have serialization, enumeration, serialization, operationalization, disambiguation, right? We have this general methodology down, creating a system of measurement. But in doing so, there's still this tendency of people to want to use ideal types or single shot, one-shot solutions. Well, we're trying to get people to use a checklist or series of checklists, correct?
Right.
And if we did that, I'm sorry, I need to take notes while I'm going to pull up one of our many notes pages.
Right.
And I've got to press the right keys if I want to see the right screen.
True.
I have all these there it is, to-do list. All right. So we're going to put the pamphlet here. Okay. And so we have a number of minimum things to memorize, right? Now, I would start out with the bulleted point. I don't know what the right order is.
Okay. Are you going to share your screen, or you want me to just to guess?
Thank you, boss. I'm sorry. You can call me stupid. It's okay. I know.
I can, but I don't.
Because you're a gentleman.
That's how we operate, sir.
The bulleted points of the method.
There we go.
Why do you keep showing up there?
Right, so this is like the crib notes for the book
For the
before we
pam-
write the book.
Right, so that's exactly the issue. Is that the pamphlet, right, that's what it is. Right. But there's only so many core principles in it that we have to talk about, right? I don't know what those are, all of them. But so this ends up being the outline.
Yeah, yeah,
The book goes into way more, I mean,
so no details. This is
we go
boiler-
into way more detail in the book, especially about psychology, right? Cognitive science, psychology, we have way more detail. But it's basically the outline of the things you need to memorize,
Yeah,
right? Because we're trying to teach things that are lists. So that you can use this as a checklist in your head. Because those checklists just need to be enough of a reminder
that's it.
to get you to where, okay, and this, because it's actually kind of hard to hold all this in your head. I can testify. I bet you could testify.
Well, I'm still working on it.
So we have the bulleted points of the method, right? So this is, there we go. Then we have, where do the 5 rules? No, that's not there. So we have how about this? The first thing is the first principles,
Yes,
right?
the trifunctional system. Whatever, it's so ridiculous.
The ternary logic
Yeah,
is applied.
right.
Then we have demonstrated interest.
Hmm.
I don't know if this is true.
Yeah, I understand.
Then we have could be acquisition,
Yes,
demonstrated interest. Well,
yeah,
organization. Now, where does kill you and take your stuff?
it's it. So that's it right there. That's it.
What just happened?
I don't know. I got scared. So it's like there's the way I look at this is it breaks into psychological functionality and sociological social functionality. Does that make sense?
So this is physics.
Yeah.
Psychology.
Yeah.
Damn it.
What is it doing?
There's 2 modes, and
Oh.
this is in the mode that requires me to hit this button instead of just tab.
I see. I see.
Oops, that's the wrong one.
Yeah. Then social cooperation is under social function.
Yeah. Is
That's
organization down here too?
organization is a social,
Political.
right? Or is that, would you put political, politics, political science?
Yes.
Because the institutions is political in its function.
Well, this is. Right. What's another word?
What's that?
Well, I can't, I'm like, what order do I have to talk about them in? Is of influence?
Right.
Elites.
Yeah.
Now this one. Qualities.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And this gives us the usual, right? This gives us the dependency, dependency is about half dependence.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Right. Now,
It's ridiculous.
so what?
It's just ridiculously simple. It's like honestly walking through the woods, right? Walking through the woods, and then you notice that all the trees are in lines. It's like, does that make sense? Have you ever seen that? You ever seen that? You're like, whoa, somebody put these trees exactly where they are on purpose. Wow. There's no accident here. Every tree is where it's supposed to be because somebody made it to be so. It's all organized. It's just a matter of perspective. It takes a minute to figure it out.
So yeah. And we have differences. Just things like, God damn it,
You touched it.
just instinct.
I know.
All right, so then we have the odd one out is religion. Right, so we have religion, government. And we have to have, who said this something smart yesterday? They thought we should position this differently.
The law is the last one, right?
Right.
This looks like a table. Yeah.
I'm missing that somebody had an insight into how we should frame religion yesterday, and I thought it was brilliant. because it softened this. Anyway, and
We'll
then
come back to you.
what?
We'll come back to you.
Right. And so we want to talk about metaphysics.
No, it's the second time we're talking about metaphysics.
Yeah, but I think we'll do. What I want to get into is
Yep.
I want to get into that, which is the end point, right? Is that a
See, it's
is that a
sufficiently vague for me not to know exactly what you mean by that.
well? We talked about the importance of this, right? We've talked about how they develop metaphysical presumptions about the world,
Yep.
right? And then we have references.
It's this logics, languages, and grammars.
Yes, logics, languages, grammars. And then we want that. The question is, how do we do that? So you jumped ahead. So ergo, is this where the grammars go?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Right. And then if this is where the grammars go, is this where yes, where reciprocity and go?
Yes. Yes. So you those should be indented. Yeah.
Where evolutionary velocity goes.
Yes.
And therefore is this where European frictionless evolution goes.
Yes.
And therefore European the strategy expressed in the natural law.
Yes. That's it. So
I think this is
nicely. Yes. You end up with natural law, and it's just like this funnel. And it is in a short little pamphlet. It's just tiny. And it gives all the cheating points, the little lists that tell us what the orders are, right?
Civilization differences. Oh God, that's so beautiful. Now, that's the root you were missing years ago. We didn't go through metaphysics to get the grammars. Yes, all right. So I just want to work through that again. Because if we're calling it a pamphlet, it's gonna be a fucking book anyway.
It'll be a smaller book.
Now, does this end up in the natural law?
Yes.
Right, that's where we get, right? That's where we get.
Well, and I think you talk about markets and everything, right?
right?
Reciprocity and markets and everything. It's the most evolutionarily logical conclusion to our varied evolutionary processes, right?
Mhm.
And it's the logical conclusion to the evolutionary process of humankind on this limited planet, right? There's no other conclusion that's possible that works. That is not a violent end.
It's probably all right, actually.
Yes.
All right, so that's not. All right, so can I copy this over to the pamphlet now?
Why'd you do it? I think you can.
I say that, and then watch what happens. It'll paste badly.
Nice. Oh, that was pretty good. Yes. That's perfect. See what this does? This is just fantastic. Because what are we creating? And what does it end up being when we've done all that work in between? Bookends it nicely.
And so all we're doing,
Is linguistic.
I like that better than this.
Like what better? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of this. I don't. This is organized as the sign, so. I want to make sure I'm not throwing out something that should be done.
Right.
I like this outline better. This is one.
Yeah. Hmm. Yep. Hmm.
So they're still here.
Mhm.
You know, it's like, this is one of those things that exasperates me. The method. The method is the output of this.
Okay,
Well, it's a chicken egg. How can you understand physics unless you understand the method? You can't. How can you understand the method unless you understand it? Physics? You can't. Chicken fucking egg, you know, it's just exasperating. In other words, it's like everything we do has some problem of how do you bring these things together from this direction? All right.
right? Well, because you're obligated to be linear, and it's not a linear function.
It's not.
So what you do, when you show the piece, when you demonstrate it in a linear fashion, because you are obligated to have a line, and it has natural recursions built into it. You say, now that you've read this part, look at this part again, and revisit it.
Uh-huh.
Now that you did the physics, go back to the method again, read the method again, and now you're prepared.
Yes, so we still end up with first principles, the ternary logic, the method as the ternary logic.
So you just put the recursion in there, and it's like then it's done, and it's understood that it's loopy.
See how we go into it. It's so beautiful, Brad.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. And when we go up the top here, we don't need to do this until,
What's that?
well, this is, so this is another, we've done all these things, right?
Yes.
So now we have to go back to, and the rest of these things that are left are summaries,
Right.
and their explanations. So we don't need to do that. But now we have to go back. We have to do this. We have to work through. We've already done that. We have to decide how much of this goes into this.
Right.
I'm going to take of this out here. Oh, I did some of this already. Well, we got a lot of it here, Brad.
Yeah.
All right, so we have to work through that unification. What I'll do is, yes. This will be our outline. And I'll copy these down to make sure that we're actually functioning. Excuse me, make you nauseous again. Some of this isn't right, right? I don't know if you can see it as we're going through it. Okay, so let me ask the next question.
Okay.
No. Bias isn't in here. And so
Oh,
does that make sense? And that's a core
it's a psychological personal issue. Bias, intuition, and instinct, right?
right? So
Oh, I would put it before demonstrated interest.
that's what I'm thinking too. What were the three? Instinct, intuition.
Bias. No, bias was the other one. Preference, I guess, is, it's the same thing, right? Is that
That's okay. That way we can get.
because it goes to behavioral economics.
Right. So that might be the only thing here.
Hmm.
What are you thinking?
It's just so amazing that it's like, look, it's acquisition is the key function. You operate with these programs, the
Yep.
bias, and then you demonstrate actions as interests. You demonstrate your interests, and it's behavioral economics, protecting and guiding the capital that you have acquired. That's capital, right?
What do you call it? What economics?
Behavioral economics.
I'm obviously getting hungry because my mind. Economics.
Because it just so simply explains so much of human behavior. It's just stunning.
If you know this, and ternary logic, ternary and trifunctionalism,
Yeah.
and biases, that's the rule is really simple. All right, so I'm obviously getting stupid, so
Oh my.
so can we pick up tomorrow morning and we'll put this in place?
That works.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, I so love working with you. Thank you.
I enjoy it.
Are we recording?
Oh, we
It's
are.
recording. All right. So we'll get to work out, do your thing,
I get to do it.
do your thing.
Please, please
You,
hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and do leave the comments. Leave them. You.
thank you. All right. I love you, man. I'll see you tomorrow.